Domestic violence. For so long in today's date and time, domestic violence has been viewed from one simplistic angle. A man should never put his hands on a woman. Well, I believe that this perception point is outdated severely. And I plan to bring to light and change the perception of so many with this video right here that won't stop there. I believe that this video will be the catalyst in changing the law. Welcome to the Foundation for Elevation Station. My name is Leon Meredith, and I am local government in Cleveland, Ohio. I am a precinct person, a committeeman, a central committee person, etc. And I plan to do greater things in local government, in our community, and the culture of who we are. And this is but a small increment, but not small, excuse my term. This is an increment in change that must happen in our society. Domestic violence has only been viewed as a man assaulting a woman. And sometimes we hear the token notion of, yeah, some women hit men too. And now we're starting to realize that women have been taking liberty and putting them hands on women because they know the law. And other men will assist in the situation when she hits a man physically. And if he reacts, the law of the land will come down on him. The people that's around will assault the man for doing this to a woman, even if it's defending himself. A man is prescribed to, oh, she ain't hurt you, or something that belittles his manhood and his humanhood. Why would equality in general? I'm not saying a woman is equal, but a woman is capable of hurting a man. Hell, a child is. If someone has the intent of hurting another person, I believe that the means to defend yourself is in order. But it's one aspect that has always been ignored. What brought about the assault in the first place? See, I had a lady, and no need for me to be descriptive, and the perception of people is always skewed when it comes to a man. I was talking to a lady, and the lady that I was dating at the time came up screaming and hollering. And I would begin to walk away from the lady I was talking with while the lady was assaulting me and getting close and hitting me with light punches. And it was funny to me, and I began to laugh, and she began to put more weight behind her punches, and she was, hitting it, and I was still laughing, and she just was coming up for a clash, and I just was like, and I grabbed her and kind of, not slammed her, but kind of rolled her over to knock her off her feet so she would have to get back up, because I didn't want to hurt her, and I really wasn't offended. But right after that, the word was point blank that I was assaulting this young lady. Like, that was the word in the community, and it was like unbelievable, because I didn't understand, even though I had been through certain episodes in my life where I was clearly lied on in the court of law and beat the cases. But this was the court of popular opinion. And the popular opinion started and finished it with, oh, he put his hands on a woman. When it went like just how I described it to you all. And it's a travesty that this still goes on today with increased knowledge. I saved many of men from hurting women in my life. I would say 12 to 15 men that I actually physically got in the middle. Not cause, man, you don't hit a woman, but more so it was, I'm trying to help you, brother. I ain't trying to see you go out like this. I done did this in front of close friends, strangers, and I never, like, the man never, like, approached me, like, with mind your business or whatever, because I love women, but in these situations, I know that it calls for the love of that man. I'm coming to love you so you don't do damage. This is why I know men, the overwhelming like percentage, 99% out of every 100 men, it's a domestic violence or whatever, a man is not facilitating it. Because if a man goes after a woman, it ain't gonna be a pretty day. Like, I don't care if it's, a weak back dude. If he focuses on assaulting a woman and beating her down, it's only gonna go one way. Like, come on now. See, this is one of the reasons why we have to, like, change these laws. Like, come on, for real. If a man really wants to assault a woman, come on. And the next, the coup de grace of the situation is one day, right? I have a story, and this is to bring it into focus. We talk about domestic violence, and a lot of times we don't look deep into what's really going on. And I like to draw you guys' attention to fire. When a fire happens, damage. At what point in time we believe that any time a fire happened, oh, it's just fire happened. Until we became intelligent enough to look and examine the way the burn happened. This fire was set. Excuse me. It didn't happen on its own. So now we in a place to understand that, okay, somebody set this fire. Let's give it a name. It's arson. This is arson when someone starts a fire. Okay. We got to a certain level of development and understanding as human beings to readily identify what's going on in this situation we have called a fire that we now recognize as arson. I believe domestic violence is at that state also. So many people are viciously verbally abused. And we know that these words are harmful. We know words can damage. We say it at all type of levels, but because this person is a man, surely doesn't give him the leeway to hurt someone. But these words this person is using, the venomous connotation this person is using to deliver these words cannot continuously be ignored in our society. We have given the overwhelming majority of women to be as outlandish and bodacious as they want to assault people whenever they feel like it, in stores, on the street, in relationships. When do we begin to bring attention to this? Because we always talking domestic violence, but as we evolve as human beings, we understand that a man is like, if he is wanting to go after a woman and crush her, he can. So we know that we don't want to poke a bear in our society. So it's time that we begin to bring and shed light up on ladies being aggressive verbally with men. And hell, women are the biggest bullies in our society right now. I see it on social media. I see the comments. I see women are the biggest bullies because they have no fear that no one is gonna beat them down. Like, think about it. Look at it. Examine it for yourself. Women bully all the time about somebody's shoes and your outfit or whatever. You see it on social media. When do we start to bring light upon this bullying, about this domestic violence? It is verbal violence. It is spiritual violence. When do we, as a community, as a people, begin to enlighten our ladies to the damage they're doing? I hear a lot of ladies raising their children with such venom in the tone of their voice. And she's talking about, oh, I gotta be the mother and the father, or I gotta be masculine because of community. Well, I don't see single dads acting like a female or acting like a LGBT, like, oh, I gotta act like a girl and stuff to my children because I'm the mother and the father. I don't see any men conducting themselves like that. That's no excuse, ladies, to say ain't no men around or I gotta act all tough and not. You acting dysfunctional with all that tough stuff. You can't like physically beat a man. So why is you conducting yourself in this way? It's no men even being vicious towards men nowadays. You will rarely see a man talking about like we used to do. Like, man, you know, I'm gonna be disrespectful towards you and just yap, yap, yap. Because a man knows that you're gonna have to put up or shut up. Yeah, this thing can get physical. You ain't just gonna talk unless you just clearly understand that you dominant. And you gonna shame the dude not to pull his gun out. Like, oh man, see, you want to start something, you might as well pull your gun out now. But domestic violence is the issue at hand. And a lot of times we ignoring or not looking deep into the upgrade and development of human beings. And I'm one of them. I see it from a different angle. Anytime you want to continuously build foundations of social behavior off of past foundations, you building on faulty foundations. How? How do we structure so many different principles of today? It's like our society is one manipulation type of tool. And it goes down through a lot of things, especially when it's dictated about women, for women. Like, when do we take an objective view at these things and leave our feelings and emotions outside? Like, we are, that's the basis of how so much is getting formed in our communities today. Well, I feel like, where is the logical facts? The logical facts are that domestic violence has never been men just outrightly assaulting women because they just want to do harm to you. It's a lot of things that happen before that. Arson. It's arson that happens. I know this ain't popular, but you know I'm here to ruffle feathers. I thank you, and I look to continuously serve humanity on the foundation for Elevation Station. Peace.